Hi everyone, my name is Dee and welcome to Books and Quirks. Today is Wednesday, so I thought I'd do a Top 5 Wednesday. As you all know, Top 5 Wednesday was originally created by Lainey over at Ginger Reads Lainey and is now hosted by Sam of Thoughts and Tomes. So I will leave all of their information below along with the Goodreads group. So today's topic are top 5 books that you wish had sequels. This was really difficult, but I think I managed to find 5. If it was any more than 5, I wouldn't be able to find any. But I'll just go through these very quickly. So number 5 is the Infernal Devices series. The Infernal Devices is the second series by Cassandra Clare. It's the secondary series to the Mortal Instruments, and it involves Tessa and Jem and Will. And I love this trilogy so much. If you've watched any of my previous videos, I am obsessed with this trilogy. And I just want more. I want more of Jem and Tessa and Will. And I know that it wrapped up kind of in the last book of the Mortal Instruments, but I still want more of this, back in the 19th century because I just think it's so wonderful. Okay, number 4 is the Delirium series. This series is also a trilogy by Lauren Oliver. It's kind of old. The first book, Delirium, came out quite a few years ago, I think in 2011 or 2011. And Requiem, the last book in the trilogy, came out a couple of years ago, I think in 2014. I have a huge problem with the way the final book wrapped up. It left it kind of open. It left it open-ended. You can sort of make your own conclusions as to what you think happened. But personally, I know that a lot of people value that type of book. I personally like when it wraps up nicely and I have answers. Requiem did not do that, so I wish there was another book because I loved Delirium and I loved Pandemonium. Requiem, the last book, just left me hanging, and I just didn't feel good after that. I wish there was just a 4th book that could wrap it up and tell me what happens, because it was sort of almost a cliffhanger at the end of the 3rd book, even though it was the conclusion. So anyway, that's my 4th pick. Number 3 is going to be The Unbound by Victoria Schwab. The Unbound is part of a duology. The first book is The Archived. This is the second book, The Unbound. And I absolutely love this series. This also came out a few years ago, probably 2012 maybe. And although you got some answers in the second book, there were some open-ended things. And I just love that world so much that I wish there was more to it. Okay, number 2 is The Rose and the Dagger by Renee Ahdieh. And this is the second book in the Wrath and the Dawn duology. And I loved that duology so much. It's a retelling of 1001 Nights. And I just thought, it was a nice conclusion. I did enjoy it. It did wrap up nicely, but I just love it so much that I want more in that world. And I absolutely wish there were more coming because I just need more of this in my life. And finally, number 1, and the book that I wish I had more sequels on, is A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. So this is the first book in the trilogy, and this is kind of an adult version of Twilight. It stars Diana and Matthew. Diana is a witch descended from one of the witches in the Salem witch trials, and she's going to Oxford and basically doing a fellowship there right now, and she meets Matthew, who is a vampire. Now, this book is just so wonderful. It is not only paranormal, and it's not only kind of a Twilight adult version of Twilight, but it's also incredible historical fiction, especially when you get into the second book, because there is some time travel involved, and you do get to experience previous centuries, and it's so spot on. This author herself, has many fellowships, has a doctorate, is a professor, so she's a historian herself. So this has so much rich history. I just absolutely love it, and I want more of this. The Book of Life was a good conclusion. The Book of Life is the third book in the trilogy, but I just love it so much. Since this book came out about 3 years ago, I've reread the trilogy several times. I read it probably a couple times a year because I just love it that much. And I wish I had more of Diana and Matthew in my life, and I wish I had more books in this series. So there you have it. Those are my books for Top 5 Wednesday. Please tell me if you have done Top 5 Wednesday. I would love to see your video. And please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.